Hari Om, Bhagavad Gita, Moksha Sannyasa Yoga, chapter 18, verse 39. Bhagwan Krishna in the last verse said, Rajasic happiness, initially it is like nectar, but later on it turns out to be poison. That is what Bhagwan Krishna said in verse 38. Now, verse 39. Yadakrechanu cha sugam moganamaatmanah nidralasya pramadottam tattamasamudaghrudam. Bhagavan Krishna now talks about Tamasic happiness. Swami Dayananda Saraswati says, both in the beginning and in the end, agre to anubandecha, yadakre chanubandecha, agre to anubandecha. It involves delusion, mohanam atmanaha. This happiness is what we experience in sleep, that is nidra. Though there is sukha in sleep, that is why we are not able to get up. Immediately when the alarm goes off, you switch it off, some more time. There is extreme happiness in sleep. You can remain without food for 2-3 days, but not without sleep. That is happiness. Your mind becomes fresh. So, though there is sukha in sleep, mind is not awake to experience it. We cannot say there is no sukha in sleep, but it is completely overwhelmed by tamas. That is total ignorance. Therefore, there is no positive appreciation of sukha, even though there is absence of dukkha. What happens in deep sleep? Swami Dayananda Saraswati is asking this question. Swamiji says, you become one with your nature. That is, there is no two in it. Dvaita is absent. Swarupa, your own Swarupa is there. You are the only one that is there. Atma Ananda alone is there. Even though you become Ananda, happiness, complete happiness, because there is no problem. Nothing is there. You don't worry about anything. Dasaratha, he was crying. When Kaigeyi asked that Rama should go to forest, he was crying profusely, forgetting that he is a king. Like a baby, he is falling on the floor and crying. Maybe he was shaking his legs and hands. That much crying, that big king, Maharaja, Bhagwan Rama's father, on the floor he is crying. Hey Kaigeyi, why don't you change your decision? That much he was crying. But after crying for 1 hour or so, he slept. Deep sleep. What happened? Nothing he knows. So, Ananda is our nature. But in deep sleep, there is no recognition of that Ananda, because the mind is overcome by tamas. Another sukha is by way of laziness. That is also there with me. Absolute laziness. When you do not take any effort, you are free from pain. When doing things, naturally some exertion is necessary. Slightest exertion is necessary. We call in Tamil as Vazhapada Somberi. That is banana laziness. What is Vazhapada Somberi? You go and give him banana. He will not peel the skin of that banana. He will say, you peel the skin and just break it into 2-3 pieces and put me in my mouth. That much laziness. At least a minimum pain, that is peeling the skin, will be there. That is also he will not take, because there is a sukha in him. He is not interested in exerting himself. Another sukha is born of indifference towards things that are to be done. Swami Dayananda Saraswati says, often this is accompanied by justification that you should not put pressure on yourself. If you are not doing what is to be done and you do not worry about it, that gives you a sukha. That is tamasic sukha. Again, I repeat this sentence. This is very, very important. If you are not doing what is to be done, that is first. Second, and you do not worry about it, if that gives you sukha, that is also tamasic sukha. This is what Swami Dayananda Saraswati has said about this verse. Swami Chinmayananda says, tamasic happiness deludes the higher in us. We have already read there is a higher in us and there is a lower in us. Higher will in us will ask us to go up, lower in us will pull us down. When the pursuit of such happiness is continued for a long length of time, that is tamasic happiness. If you continue that for a length of time, it covers the intellect with a thick crust of wrong values and false ideas. Finally, it ruins the spiritual sensitivity of that person. This type of happiness merely satisfies sense cravings, tamasic happiness. Bhagwan Krishna says this tamasic happiness arises out of three things. One, nidra, that is sleep. Two, alasya. Nidralasya pramadotam, alasya, that is indolence. And third, pramada, that is heedlessness. Sleep, Swami Chinmayananda says, it is not that everyday sleep that is meant here. Because every man, every human being, every animal, every bird necessarily has to sleep every day. No one can remain without sleep. Minimum 8 hours. Kumbhakarna type, minimum 14 hours or 12 hours. So, normal person 6 to 7 hours, that is more than enough. But you must sleep. So, Swami Chinmayananda says, it is not that everyday sleep that is meant here. Philosophically, the term sleep stands here for non-apprehension of reality, self. It is the capacity of the, it is the incapacity of the dull-witted to perceive any permanent, ever-existing goal of life. This makes the dull-witted to seek simple sense gratifications. We go after many gratifications. We ignore Bhagwan Krishna. Who wants Bhagwan Krishna? Out of 1,000, if they go to temple, normally 1,000 will ask for different things only, worldly things. My daughter should get married. My son should get a visa to America. My health should be good. I should get a granddaughter. I should get a job, better cycle, better car. All this we pray. Have you ever prayed, Krishna, you should come to me? So nobody seeks. That is why Swami Chinmayananda says, the dull-witted seek simple sense gratifications only. Indolence. Indolence is the capacity of the intellect to appreciate correctly the problems that face it and come to correct judgment. You are not able to appreciate the problems. So, if you don't understand the problem, how can you solve that problem? That is the question. To come to a correct judgment of the problem, first of all, you must understand. In indolence, you are incapacitated. You are not able to understand the problem. Such an inertia of the intellect makes it insensitive to the inspiring song of life. The life is a beautiful song, but we always cry. A person having such an intellect is generally tossed here and there by the passing tides of his own instincts and impulses. Every minute, our instinct and impulses are changing us. Then, third is heedlessness. Swami Chinmayananda says life is full of challenges for everybody. Nobody can escape, including a sannyasi, according to me. Maybe if he is a true sannyasi, he may not be affected by the challenge because he will become a witness to the challenge. But we are all within the challenge, within the circle. So life is full of challenges. Every challenge demands our response to it. The higher in us truly guides our activities. Before you take the money under the table, nowadays it is only all on the table only. 100% your mind will say, hey, you are committing a mistake. Otherwise, why you are closing the doors? Putting the red light out. Nobody should enter. Then taking the money, keeping it in your outhouse. Why you are doing it? Because the higher in us, in you, is telling, hey, you are doing mistake. So ignoring that higher is heedlessness. But the lower indolent mind seeks a compromise and tries to act. Naturally, I said there is a higher and lower inside us. Higher will tell you, hey, caution, don't do it. But lawyer will say, PK, what is there? Who knows this? Who will know it? So that is the way the lawyer will pull us. It will act ignoring the mind will act ignoring the guidance of the higher. When an individual thus lived for some time carelessly, ignoring the voice of the higher, he becomes more and more removed from his divine perfections. Slowly, slowly, this is okay, that is okay, this is okay, that is okay. He sinks lower and lower into his animal nature. If you have too much of money, naturally your animal instincts will come out. When such an individual who is heedless to the calls of the higher, indolent at his intellectual level, and completely asleep to the existence and the play of reality, when he seeks happiness, he only seeks the happiness that deludes the self or soul, both at the beginning and at the end. Agre to Anubandecha. I will repeat this sentence because this sentence covers all the three. When such an individual who is heedless, that is third point, Swami Chinmayananda brings it first, who is heedless to the calls of the higher, one, indolent at his intellectual level, two, three, completely asleep to the existence and the play of reality. When he seeks happiness, he only seeks the happiness that deludes the self, both at the beginning and at the end. This type of happiness is Tamasic happiness. So I want to add a little more, little more. Even though Swamijis have, I cannot say anything more than what the Swamijis have said. So in Bhagavad Gita, you cannot give your own interpretation. That will go totally wrong. But mind is like that. I want to give a little more. Bhagwan Krishna already said in chapter 2, verse 69, Yanisha sarva bhutanam tasyam jakrati samyamim yasyam jakrati bhutani sanisha pashyato munehe. Bhagavan says, a wise person is wakeful to the nature of reality always, to which the unwise is asleep always or indifferent. We are worried about how to earn money, how to get the house, how to get the car, how to do everything. We are into the worldly life. But a Muni is asleep to all these things. He is awake to the reality. But ordinary people like us, we are asleep to the reality and awake to the worldly things. Even if a guru comes and tells that human life is very short, your life is very, very short. It is like the life of a night fly. When you see the night fly 24 hours during the rainy seasons, it will surround the light, it will surround. But next day morning, everything will be dead. We are thinking we have 85 years, 90 years. Nowadays, life is lengthened. All technological developments are there, etc. So when the guru comes and tells you, hey, life is very short, do not think you have enough time left. We are not only asleep, but also lazy. We postpone. We say, what is the urgency? See, there is a age for everything. We advise the guru. Guruji, there is a age. You don't tell me now. After retirement, you see, 100%. I will have enough time, morning to evening. I will read and understand the Shastras. So, in old age, after retirement, we are indifferent to the Shastras and we say that, Arey yaar, we have only one lifetime. Don't worry about anything. Enjoy the life to the fullest. We will advise. The old man, his friends, everybody, we will chit chat, we will go to the club, enjoy. Actually, it should be the other way around. We have only one life. Don't waste time and opportunity to end the cycle of births and deaths, which is full of sorrows. Dukkhalaya. Bhagwan Krishna himself said, this world is dukkhalaya. Why? Narajanmam durlabham. Human birth is very, very, very rare. Don't waste it. How many of us have really taken that step? We are heedless to the call of the Shastras and Gurus. That is what Bhagavan is saying in, that is Tamasic happiness. Verse 39 again. Yadakrechanubandecham sukham mohanamaatmanaha nidralasya pramadottam tattamasamudagrutam. Next verse tomorrow. Harihom Sarvam Krishnarpanamastu. Narayana 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 Narayana